Hi friends, and we are back. Today's agenda: extend this garden bed, bring in some rocks for more curb appeal. It's going to be a long day. Get comfortable. First things first, we're going to continue to extend this back bed that we have here. In this bed, I have two large crepe myrtles that are dormant, of course, and then there's a big shade tree on the other side of the fence. So in the summertime, when everything leaves out, this area is well shaded. So this area will be my first shade garden ever. I don't have any shade plants or any shade garden at all in my yard, so I'm really excited. So after I raked out all the leaves, which I'm going to run my lawnmower over and mulched it, I'm going to be using this garden hoe to weed. Now I'm not going for 100% weed-free garden bed here because I am going to cover it up eventually, but this garden hoe just makes it so easy to pull up weeds, just cut it out by the roots. It's just one of the best tools they ever invented. Okay, I just love this tool. You can pick it up at Lowe's for less than $15. I have yet to see it at Home Depot. So here I'm just going through roughly just weeding, nothing perfect, just weeding a few pieces, digging out some grasses, because at one point I realized that this area was a garden bed. And I can tell by how many bricks I've dug out of this area and grasses and different plants that I see popping up that I'm going to replant in other areas of the garden. Here we had a crepe myrtle baby. So one of the mother crepe myrtle, I'm not sure which one it was, but the root was so big and thick. I tried my best to get out, but I just could not. So I had to grab for a saw to literally cut it out of the roots. This crepe myrtle does not have like its own roots. It was sprouted off of one of the mother plants. So I took it out. I'm going to repot it and see what happens to see if it's going to catch. This is a great small shrub and I can keep it small and compact. It was a lot of work to get it out. Next, what I'm going to do, you guys have seen me done this before, I am just going to spread out a nice layer of leaf bags here in this area, and then I'm just going to add topsoil on top of it. Now this is such a lifesaver, and you don't have to dig out sod and put in all that back-breaking labor like I've done in the past before. You can even use cardboard as well, whatever you have on hand. I personally would not suggest newspaper unless you have hundreds, because newspaper, it's so thin. As soon as water touches it, it breaks down before it gives the grass time to die off and decompose underneath the newspaper. The newspaper is just too thin. So unless you have hundreds of newspapers that you can triple stack them and quadruple stack them on top of each other, personally it's not worth it. So either cardboard or these leaf bags. You can pick up free cardboard from your local grocery stores and even your big box stores. You can ask them if they have any, cardboard that they will compost. If you could just take it off their hands, you can get them for free. Now I'm just going in with some water just to drench everything, to make sure, for one, the wind do not take them away while I'm working, and for two, just to start the process of breaking them down. Whew. So here we are, loading up some topsoil. Now my husband dropped off this topsoil for me. It was 8 tons. My husband is a perfectionist. He was not happy with the quality of this topsoil, and I was not either, but we're going to use it anyway, and which we already started to. And I'm doing my best to get it off the driveway so we can reclaim back our driveway. I'm going to season my soil with rabbit manure and worm casting and leaf compost just to build up back that barrier, because I don't know, just the look and the texture of the soil, it's not the best quality. Anyway, this is where the back labor, the hard back labor begins. Dragging in topsoil, man, especially on a slope, my legs were burning, my back was aching. I literally have a corn in the middle of my hand. So my husband came home from work, and because he had to work over the road, so he came home, he saw me in the garden, and he decided to bring in a few wheelbarrow of soil. Oh, Lord bless this man. I don't know what I did to deserve this amazing human, but thank you. So here now we're going to be bringing in some rocks. So these are granite, and they match. As you can see, the 57 stones beside these granite, the little small ones, that's what I have in the walkway, so they complement each other. So I decided to use those for my border. Now, I know not everyone, you know, they're not like the hugest fan of rocks, and that's okay. Do what you love in your garden, because you'll be the one seeing it every single day. And always stay true to who you are, because I know looking on social media, you can get influenced by other things that you see in other individuals' garden, but always be true to yourself. It's okay to be inspired and motivated by others, but always remain as true as possible to who you are. And that's what I'm doing. I love rocks. I love rocks in my garden, and I'm going to use them wherever. And if 2 to 3 seasons down the line I'm like, okay, I'm over this phase, then I'll take them out and repurpose them somewhere, or I'll post them on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for free for someone to come take them out of my garden. But I love it, and I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. Now we are just stacking them on top of each other, right on the lip between the grass and the garden space on the garden bed. And then after that, I'm going to come back in with some topsoil to fill in the gap between the two so the rocks do not shift. And oh my God, as it is coming together, guys, I'm just so excited. You know, I am over the moon excited. I'm just so happy. My vision is like really taking shape, and it's really coming to life. It's a lot of work. The process to get where I'm trying to go at the end goal, it's costing me a lot of time, body aches, popping Tylenols for the pain, but it will be, I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say. Wow, the pathways coming together. Just imagine in the summertime when it's green and lush and the beds are overflowing with plants. So here we are bringing in a bench, because initially I had a vision when I bought this bench. I bought this bench from Facebook Marketplace for $20. I had a vision of this bench within the garden space. So I was like, since we put up the rocks, let's put it on the front just to see how it will look. And I wasn't feeling it. I sat on it just to see the rest of the garden, see the view, just to see how I would feel about it. And I just feel like it obstructed the pathway. I don't want anything in the pathway. I just want to see the rocks and the grass and the plants overflowing in the walkway. I got up, walked around, just looking at it from different angles to see how I feel about it. And I'm not sold. I am not sold on it being in the walkway at all. So next, I'm just going to ask my husband, like, you know what, let's just put it in the garden bed. Let's go back to my original idea or my original plan. Let's just put it in the garden space, because I want this corner to be a focal point where I have my obelisk and then the bench. And we haven't figured out the colors yet, but the bench will be sanded and painted, or sanded and sealed. I haven't figured that out yet. However, the obelisk, they will be painted, and I'm going for bright tropical colors for tropical elements in this area. So we put it in here, and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this. I like it. However, let's just push it back a little bit more and over to the right, because this bed is pretty deep, and for some reason just the camera is just not picking picking up how deep this bed is, but this bed is pretty deep. And because it's so big and so deep that you need heavy pieces to really tie this space in together. And then when the plants go in, it's going to look even more beautiful. So guys, just trust me on this and just trust the process with me on this journey. It's going to look amazing. So now we're just moving it over a little bit more to the right and a little bit back. It is not leveled completely, but I love where we are going with this right now. Next thing, what we're going to do the next couple of days, we're going to come back in with some paver stones just to rest the bench on top of it. So whenever we sit or whenever the kids sit on the bench, the legs do not sink into the soil. Right now it's compacted, it's not sinking, it's not really moving, but just to keep everything leveled, we are going to use some like paver stones or something just to put the legs on. And I'm feeling it. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to like it. It's growing on me. I'm going to let it stay there for a couple of days before I change my mind, because that's how my brain works. So this is what this area is looking like. I still need to come back in with more soil to fill in the gaps, but guys, oh my goodness, look at this. No, seriously, just take a look at this. Take it in. It is coming together and I am like, ah! I love it. I do. Nothing is set in stone, so I might change it at the last minute, but for right now, I am feeling this, okay? And to the left where my clearance plants are, that pile of clearance plants, that's another part of the bed. So once I move all those plants out, I'm going to extend that bed out even more going towards the driveway. So this is taking a nice stroll around the corner, the walkway and everything, just looking at the view. Just once this area is mulched with my dark leaf compost and then the color of the rocks, guys, it's going to be so amazing. And this is a view standing underneath my imaginary arbor. I don't have an arbor yet, but this is what the view would look like. And then to the right where you see the chairs and those tires and everything, my husband is going to build me a fire pit area patio type thing with chairs so we can sit and relax and enjoy this space in the summertime. Amazing. It's going to be gorgeous. This whole area is going to come together, friends. Trust me. I love it. I don't have anything else to say. It's really, really slowly coming together. It's really coming together. So all I have to do now is just clean up my mess, rake up all these leaves, mulch them, put them back into the garden space, pack away my tools and everything. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate you all, and I will keep you guys posted and updated on everything I am doing over here. Bye, friends.